What's good, YouTube? It's the One Outcast back again, once again with another video, and this video is another Rivals Rambles where I talk about anything good or anything bad in the video game series Rivals of Aether. And unfortunately, this is gonna be a bad. I'm gonna be talking about the bad. And the bad is Rivals 2 advertisement, promotion, whatever, has been ass. It has been cheeks. There's no way around it, at least in my mind. And before you guys, any of you guys go dislike, bomb this video, at the least you can do is say why I'm stupid, wrong, and ugly for thinking the way I do. And yeah, this is for people who want to have that conversation and discuss in the comments or make a response video, because honestly that's kind of what I want with this. And yeah, I'm gonna start this video off with a clip me saying, yo, what did I say? Yo, come on, man, I was on to something in one of my previous videos. I'm gonna spin the clip of what I mean. Yeah, so yeah, kind of hinges on Rivals 2 in my eyes. Because again, if this game flops, that's it for Plat Fighters. Like, what sane person is gonna put money into this genre? If I'm being real, what sane person indeed? Because just a few weeks ago, Riot, the people that made League of Legends, decided to pull out the plat fighting race, and they specifically name dropped multiverses for being hot garbage or not doing numbers that they thought it would, and then they realized, oh, we can't do that, so they decided to pull the plug on their plat fighter. And yeah, it really hinges on Rivals 2 being a massive success for another big company to even take a stab at plat fighters. Otherwise we're just restarting the cycle, and Rivals 2 is just going to be the start of that cycle all over again. Because with Rivals 1, that's what kind of jump-started, at least in my eyes, the numerous plat fighters popping up left, right, and center. It was one of the first ones, well, at least on Steam, at the very least. Now, what broke the camel's back for me to even decide to make this video was the complete mishandling of the workshop character contest. And for those that don't know, there was a certain time period where Aether Studios decided to hold a contest, right? To get your character that you make into the game. And essentially, I think it ran from July of 2023 to January of 2024, from my recollection. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much the gist. The mishandling of the contest starts when they want to go announce which character won, and whoever made said character won out with $5,000. And the mishandling is they didn't announce when the video is dropping or whatever, like the announcement is, whether it's a live stream or just a short video. They didn't announce when that was happening, and they only announced the day. And yeah, that's one. That's strike one. Strike two being that the video itself is only just under 2 minutes. Like, wow, a contest that went from July to like January, right? That it only gets under 2 minutes. You know, the workshop, the mode that was saving Rivals 1, at least getting people to play the damn game, that's all they get for a highlight. Strike 3, you had honorable mentions, and you also had the winner in the video, but you didn't credit the artist in the video itself. So what? Why wouldn't you give credit where credit's due? That's another strike, man. another thing to note that happened recently is you guys got signed to Off-Brand. And Off-Brand is a game publishing company essentially made by Ludwig, who is now hands off of it. You guys, Aether Studios, could not cash in a favor. You couldn't get one of them to talk about the character contest at all and post when you guys are gonna drop a video or a live stream. You couldn't do that. Like, you couldn't ask them to do it. Like, what is wrong? What is wrong? Like, can you not see how dumb that sounds? Why I'm harping on that point in particular is because that's just easy promotion right there. That is, I think, bare minimum, bare bones thing, and it's honestly pretty fair thing for at least Off-Brand to do. It's a bit of a stretch for Ludwig to do it, but Off-Brand themselves should be helping you guys in some regard. They probably are behind the scenes that we don't know of and not privy to, but we are not seeing it. This is like the bare minimum thing you guys could do. Now, don't think I'm just gonna be ragging on people for however long this video is gonna be. I have like a few ways that this could have been handled so much better, in my opinion at least. First of all, you guys should just announce what time you guys are announcing stuff point blank. Like, hey, the character contest video is dropping this time, this date, or at least a time frame. Like, I don't know, like, instead of being precise, you could be like around noonish would have been nice to know. Like, I don't think that's too much of a stretch to ask for. Now, I will be super fair in saying that Off-Brand is getting better with just reposting or retweeting anything about Rivals 2 or where Rivals 2 is at, because I'm recording this on the weekend of Supernova, aka Super Smash Con, and they retweeted or at least tweeted about the crew battle that happened. But with a give, there's also a take, because Off-Brand is also the same company that said, hey, yo, no shot, we're getting beat in the wish list by I Am Jesus Christ on Steam wishlist right here, right now. Another thing that could have been helpful is, instead of just dropping a under 2-minute video of who won the character contest, why not do like a 40-minute or 1-hour live stream talking about the honorable mentions in the video? Like, for example, and like why they fell off the mark. Like, for example, you talk about Owatsu for like a few minutes and say, oh yeah, this is one of Dan's favorite characters in the contest, but where Owatsu fell off the mark is like X, Y, and Z, and like how much of a pro it would have been to have Owatsu in the game, right? You do the same thing for Helios, of like how, oh, Helios' lore is really, really good, and like the character design for Helios is amazing, but the con for Helios is that they feel clunky sometimes to play as, and gameplay is important, but that's like one piece of the puzzle, like of like where Helios fell off the mark, and then you keep going from there. And then same thing with Yono, right? Awesome design, awesome lore behind this character, but in some ways this character just feels like Raster in some aspects, and then you just go from there. And then when you get to number 2 and number 1, you just talk about like the pros and cons of having Lorena in the game, and you do the same thing for Badra, and you talk about them both at the same time to just further milk it and be like, oh, chat, who do you think is gonna win like the character contest? And then at the end of the live stream, you'd be like, oh, okay, so thank you guys for watching this live stream, and the winner of the character contest will be revealed in this video. And then you transition into the video itself, and then you can use the under 2-minute video. Now, before people say, oh, the devs are busy, they can't do something like that, you're crazy. You're just talking crazy for even suggesting something like that. Okay, buddy, then explain to me how, like, a week or two later, the devs do a 2-hour live stream talking about each and every character in the character contest. You're telling me that they don't have 40 minutes or 1 hour to spare to, like, help make the announcement feel much sweeter and, like, give rationale to their decision making? I don't think that's too much to ask for if you're trying to explain it to me like this. Another thing that feels like a missed opportunity is the lore aspect. That feels like you can do more promotion for the game if you put a little more into lore. Now, Aether Studios is doing a better job at this with their recent character reveal trailer being Orcane, and talking about how he is basically joy incarnate of the god of the sea in this universe, and it reflects in his moveset and his voice lines, where this little guy is super happy just to be there and messing you up. It's funny. Now, I would like more bits of lore to be pushed, but I guess that's a bit of a stretch, and that's honestly understandable. But yeah, and they also did fine with Claren, Loxodont, Crag, and Fleet to a degree. I mean, you did a better job with those characters than you did with Zetterburn, Rano, Maple, and Raster's reveal trailers, where you, like, guys gave us nothing about them, and even to this day, we don't know anything about them. And before you say just go play Rivals 1 if you want to learn more about them, well, you gotta go in with the assumption that nobody ever in their mind right now that is hyped for Rivals 2 is gonna play Rivals 1. Now, honestly, I don't care what it's called, but honestly, the 4 characters I just named, Zetterburn, Rano, Maple, Raster, they should have, like, a character reveal trailer of some kind, or, like, call them character showcases, because really, at the moment, I am not invested, or nor do I care about those 4 in particular, because I don't know anything about them. I don't know their personality at all, or I can't infer their personality at all in comparison to the other character, the other half of the cast that's in the roster right now. Because when I go and talk about this game, or when other people talk about this game to their friends who are not into plat fighters, or that are not in the plat fighter space at all, like, how would I and other people explain Zetterburn Rano to people? Oh, Rano, he's like melee chic. Zetterburn, he's like PM Wolf. That's not a personality. That's, like, not a personality at all. Versus how I described Orcane earlier when making this point. He is joy incarnate. You can see his personality shine through in his moves, in his voice lines, in everything. And how would I describe Loxodont? Oh, this elephant is a tyrannical leader of the Fire Kingdom, and it shows in his moveset. In his moveset, he just shows that he is better than you. He will just throw you into the ground and just dominate you. Now, I'm not asking for a lot. Like, you don't have to, like, go super high production like you did with Orcane or Claren and Loxodont. You can just honestly just do PNGs, and that should just get the story across of, like, who Zetterburn, Rano, Maple, and Raster is, if the writing's good enough, if anything. Hell, you guys even did this, like, earlier. You did this for Crag, and honestly, that was, like, well, that's my second favorite trailer, but that is, like, one of my favorite trailers you guys done for Rivals 2. here's a pitch I got for Rano, in case anybody cares. Have it so where somebody from Merchantport like comes into a bar in Merchantport, and he's all beat up, and then the barkeeper asks, "Hey, what happened?" And the patron can go, "Hey, I just tried going through the swamp, and I just got messed up. I'm like covered in bruises, and I am bandaged up. I honestly don't remember who or what hit me." And then another person in the bar pitches in and says, "Hey, the same thing happened to me like a few weeks ago, except this time I just saw like a flash of green and a bunch of needles coming right at me. And every time I moved or if I tried to fight it, it hurt. And I eventually collapsed and I just woke up outside of the swamp." And another person can pitch in and say, "Man, you two got lucky because a month ago, like I got encased in a bubble, and like I just got beat up from there," and so on and so forth. And this like just shows off like the abilities of Rano, and so on and so forth. Like I mentioned the Needle Storm, I mentioned how like he uses bubble like to trap and ensnare people, and like Rano can just combo from there. Anyways, the bartender can go, "Huh, well, that sounds about right." And everybody goes, "Well, what do you mean that sounds about right?" "Well, this frog martial artist, he resides in the swamp, and he like comes here for supplies every 6 months. And oh, what is his name? His name is Rano." Boom, done. Like, you just like made like a cool little story for Rano in his character showcase. Since I'm on the topic, I might as well talk about Zetaburns too while we're at it, because these two were like, Rano and Zeta were your first two revealed characters. You might as well go kind of all out for them in a way. For Zeta, since nobody played Rivals 1, we're assuming that they're not going to go back, because why would they? People didn't play Rivals 1 in the first place. Anyways, you can just start off the story with like how Zetaburn is the Fire Kingdom's favorite of the Burn clan. Cause yeah, Zetaburn has a brother, but he hasn't been revealed yet. You can say how he is the better one out of the brothers, and how the Fire Kingdom loves Zetaburn because he is what the Fire Kingdom likes, as in like he is more honest, he fights, he like the way he fights is like more upfront, and he is very talented with fire, and he also has the ability to like just make people go flying if they're on fire, like how it is in the game. If somebody's on fire, that just boosts his smash attacks, or the smash attack knockbacks. And yeah, like and he's also a general on top of being a prince, because his family is royalty, but he's also on the front lines, so that's more bonus points for the kingdom to like him. And you can just keep building this up more and more. Now you just leave enough like things to get hyped about for each character, and you get people invested in these characters, but you leave out enough to like where there is things to explain in the story mode. You know, the story mode that you guys are dropping in 2027. But with showcasing like these two characters in this way, like again, like you can generate more hype for them, and more reason to care and want to play as these characters. Thankfully, the bits about lore, they can easily fix that, like by by promoting their universe better. But however, what really is damaging is the lack of ranked, other modes like casual modes and story mode. Now let's paint a scenario like of how ridiculous that sounds in 2024. Hey, guy number 2, do you know about Rivals 2? Oh yeah, dude, I've heard about it in passing. Yo, tell me more about it. I'm very curious. Gameplay is smooth, and the netcode is pretty amazing, and the matchmaking is popping off despite the only player pool right now is people who donated to the Kickstarter. And also, it's looking like the release is coming out this year. Yo, man, that sounds pretty amazing. Yo, what's it gonna have on release? Well, story mode isn't on release. Honestly, understandable. I mean, the story mode that we did have was Brawl Subspace Emissary. That's a high bar to clear. Honestly, understandable. There's also no casual modes. Nothing. It's only competitive city over here so far, from my understanding and playing the Kickstarter. Bro, how the hell do they expect to get new eyes on the game and keep players playing the game? It shouldn't be that hard. Just have break the targets. What do you mean? There's no other casual modes. Oh man, you didn't let me finish yet, but because I am not done. There's no ranked mode on release either. What fighting game in 2024 doesn't have ranked? Name me one. What the hell do you mean, man? What? You're satisfying nobody by not having ranked and not having any casual modes. The hell, man? Yo, don't worry, dog. The gameplay and the initial hype and the netcode is what's gonna get people to play the game. It's how we're gonna retain players. Yo, only hopes and wishes over here on this side, man. Don't you worry. Don't worry, man. The game's gonna be fine. To reiterate Guy 2, what fighting game in 2024 comes with no ranked due to not hitting a stretch goal on Kickstarter? I will get to that in a moment. Aether Studios haven't confirmed much, meaning I'm just gonna assume the worst and think there ain't else to do in the game on top of having no ranked. There's no other game modes and no casual modes. So yeah, I mentioned break the targets earlier because I feel like that's one of the easiest ones to pull off. I don't know much about game design, so please educate me in the comments on how easy or hard that would be. On top of that, please educate me on how Rivals 2 would retain players when, first of all, it's not even going to reach a lot of people outside of the platform fighting game community, in my eyes. And then on top of, again, no ranked there and no other modes / casual modes to do in the game, there isn't much to do in the game. The only thing I'm willing to forgive in the moment right now is the lack of story mode, only because they have said themselves they want their story mode to be Subspace Emissary like. So that is a very high bar to clear, in my opinion. So yeah, no, that is one of the things I'm willing to defend the devs on. Now again, I am recording this before, during, and after Super Smash Con. Oh, oops, I mean Supernova. So Off-Brand has been doing better in promoting this game, honestly, by just tweeting about it. Now, again, this is the part where I want to be educated, because I thought the other job of a game publisher is to give funding to the studio that is under them. Why is lack of funding an issue when it comes to ranked mode for Rivals 2? Again, I am very ignorant when it comes to the game industry, but at least as far as I know, ranked mode should have been a guarantee at this point, considering we were so close to like that stretch goal and off-brand supposedly supposed to give money to Aether Studios to like help them with anything else they need in getting this game out. However, what I do know is that if you don't have ranked or anything to do for players that aren't as strong competitively initially, is you give them something else, you give people something else to do. Maybe even the competitive players something to do to take a break from ranked. You know what I mean? So like break the targets, for example, or even home run contest. But if you don't have anything, you satisfy nobody. Now, I want to talk about this one thing before I end this, and this is honestly like just gonna be a personal ranting from me, so you could click off right now. I already made my main points in this video, so go ahead, like, dislike, and leave a comment of like how you guys agree or how wrong and stupid I am, despite hanging around when I said you guys can go, like in the intro. For those that are sticking around, I want to talk about this high, like really high expectation with that Rivals 2 has with the hardcore audience of platform fighters. I'm extremely worried that all this hype that has been generated for at least like a year, maybe even longer, for it to only end up being a only slightly bigger Rivals 1. Because with Rivals 1, trying to peddle this game to other people felt like a nightmare. You know, you don't know what I mean? Here's a timeline. Oh, Definitive Edition is coming out? I'll just wait for that. You guys are getting rollback pretty soon, huh? I'll just wait for that, guys. Don't worry, I'll get into the game. Oh, man, you guys announced 4 new characters. Oh, bro, I'm gonna wait for that, and then don't you worry, I'm gonna get into the game. I'll learn. Oh, man, I saw that announcement for Rivals 2. I'll wait for that to drop before I even look at the series. And now multiply that by 15 people. And that is like how it feels trying to get people to play Rivals 1. Mind you, this is like the nice responses I got. And that's about it. Cause otherwise I'll take that and hey yo, I'm hyped for Rivals 2 over the responses I did get before in trying to peddle Rivals 1. So again, I don't want all this hype that has been generated for like a year and a bit, or even more, for R2 to just be like flavor of the season to people. When this game, when Rivals 2 could easily just be like significantly bigger in size, but that's also not gonna happen when Rivals in general just keeps getting little brothered at Smash events. Cause honestly, I kind of understand it when it came to Rivals 1. Nobody wants to play this game. It's too different. It's pixel art. Fine, whatever. But honestly, it hurts seeing Rivals 2 only get a top 6 at Genesis. You know what? Fine. This game hasn't been out to the public, but only top 3 at Supernova? Only top 3? Really? Dude, what's even the point? What's even the point of giving us a third day? You might as well just did the same thing as Genesis did, and only give us top 8 on day 2, or just don't have a bracket at all and just do the crew battle and be done with it. It hurts even seeing Rivals 2 get little brothered so hard at Smash events, because now it just looks bad for the game in general, and it also feels disrespectful to me. I might be reaching. I quite clearly could be reaching when I say that. Now, I've been saying I am very confident in the gameplay and the online with Rivals 2, but I am not confident in everything else. especially with what I laid out earlier in this video and what and like my personal feelings towards Rivals 2 and like carrying over like baggage from Rivals 1. And honestly, I would rather be wrong. I desperately want to be wrong, guys. Like, I am trying here rather than be right. Because if I'm right that this game is gonna flop, I lose a main game and motivation to compete. Probably in all fighting games, I'm gonna be honest. Or, I am wrong, I get clowned on for making this. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Oh, boo-hoo. Oh no, Rivals 2 is a success. I was wrong in my prediction. Oh, well, I guess I'll keep playing and having fun, whether I'm good or not at the game, because, oh, it doesn't matter. I have a lot of people to fight. I have a motivation to compete. I might even have motivation to go or start a local. Oh, woe is me. I was wrong in my prediction. Because, again, it comes from a place of, I don't want Rivals 2 to be another Rivals 1. Nothing but a Discord fighter with offline events that don't even come close to 300 entrants. So, in summary, I have down that the advertisement for Rivals 2 has been cheeks, and it's due to the fact of the missed opportunities with the character contest, like I said earlier, as well as not elaborating on certain characters. And honestly, I still think they should go back, because I, for one, do not care about Zetterburn and Rano, so why should other people on first impression, when they don't have a character trailer or anything showing off like their characteristics? I also talk about the lack of features outside of the gameplay, and those features being ranked and other modes / casual modes. And again, what fighting game in 2024 doesn't have either of those things? Now, as a bonus to this video, absolutely nothing to do with advertisement. It's just my general gripes and like me just spewing out my pessimism for this game and like how I think it's gonna flop just from observation and being a part of Rivals 1. Alright, now that I got that out of my chest, now also let me know if you guys just want me to endlessly like just say nothing but praises for Rivals 2, because we got the August beta coming up. So yeah, let me know again in the comments. Now, to the people that are still left after me making this video took so long. I now have a different haircut. Anyways, if you agree or disagree with me, like or dislike this video or me for that matter, please leave a comment on how correct I am in thinking this way, or how I'm wrong for thinking this way. Please, I desperately want this game to succeed, but like after all that I've laid out, it is very hard. But again, like regardless, thank you for everybody that stuck around. And yeah, again, you guys know the deal. Self-shield, like please follow my Twitch and my Twitter. I promise to drop more on Twitter. Anyways, I stream on Twitch Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. And I also stream on YouTube, so another reason to subscribe, because I have 0 ads on YouTube. So yeah, you get the uncut stream on YouTube. But if you like that stream on Twitch, like just follow me there. And yeah, that's generally all I got, man. Peace.